Good evening, and welcome to our introduction on the top 10 causes of foodborne illnesses. I will be your host in trying to explain some of the common errors that some pros commit during their daily routines. We're all capable of letting some things slip through every now and then, and that's why it's so important to remember how things are done properly. Excuse me, customers. Good evening. Welcome to Le Jardin. Table for two? Right this way. Thank you. Anyhow, let's not waste any more time. Follow me, if you will, to the battle zone. Here is our Chef Ptomaine to show you the top 10 causes of foodborne illnesses. Thank you. We'll begin with the less common problems and then work up to the more frequent, although they are all equally important. Sorry. The order of these problems may surprise you, so pay attention. The most familiar problem, the one we read about most in the papers, inadequate cooking. Pick up chicken.
Excuse me, is this done?
Yes! Oddly enough, inadequately cooked food represents about 4% of the problem. Why, you may ask yourself? Simple enough. Inadequately cooked food tastes very bad. Another reason is it's harder to catch. Number 9 in our countdown is known as cross-contamination. Another problem that has created a lot of media attention. Hey, we gotta prep these salads. Move it!
Yo, see that game last night?
Oh my God, he's getting the chicken yuck all over the salad. Pick up salad.
Excuse me,
What?
is it...
Fortunately, only 5 in 100 cases of foodborne illnesses are caused by this. Every cook knows to clean and wash his cutting boards and utensils when changing tasks. Most cooks. Number 8 on our sick parade, improper cleaning of equipment and utensils. Hey, staff, I need a pot over here. Give me that spoon over there. Give me the spoon over there. For years, attention has been focused on sanitation as a measure to ensure food safety. But some people never learn. Six percent of all foodborne illnesses are still traced to sloppy cleaning. Not something to be proud of. Running in the number 7 position, food from unsafe sources, mostly caused by using home-cooked foods. Or buying unapproved goods. Fine. Oh, sauce. Yeah. Deals like that aren't even worth considering. I call number 6 the salad sleaze. Mixing raw, sometimes contaminated vegetables and ingredients to already cooked food can cause big trouble. Oh, that is pretty bad. Well, you get the point. Almost 10% of all foodborne illnesses are caused by sloppy work habits like that. Okay, we're halfway done. It hasn't been that bad, right? Number 5 is the cause of 16% of foodborne illnesses. The best name I have is improper hot holding. You know, like when you have a catering party and your chafing dishes refuse to remain hot enough because your sterno cans have gone out again. Anyway, we are creating a primordial soup or germ stew. These germs love the warm temperatures. and you can't believe how quickly they reproduce. Could someone give me a torch, please? Closely related to number 5, only it is more of a problem not reheating food thoroughly. Is that chili hot yet?
Yeah, it's hot.
Bring it over. One always has to be careful that the entire stew in the pot is equally hot. Remember, warm temperatures attract germs. No. I think once was enough. This next part may be a bit graphic, so watch at your own risk. Coming in third position is the dreaded poor hygiene practices. Believe it or not, poor hand washing and cuts on the hand account for about 25% of all foodborne illnesses.
Hey, I can't find my Band-Aid.
Looks like someone forgot to put a glove on again. Excuse me. A strong contender running in the number 2 position and the proud cause of 1/3 of all foodborne illnesses, over-prepping. Just look at all that clam chowder. Been over a week and you can't get rid of it. Gaston, I need to talk to you.
Good evening. I strongly recommend the clam chowder today. It's to die for.
Thank you.
Generally speaking, if food is more than a couple days old, then it's too old to sell.
Excuse me?
Excuse me. Again. And finally, the number 1 cause of all foodborne illnesses, this may surprise you, improper cooling of cooked foods. Yes, this little known fact is the reason behind 50% of all illnesses related to foods. Move that pot, Staff. Put it over there to cool. Sure. What he should have done was transfer the chili into shallow pans, or put the pot on ice. But who has time for that? Yes, could you please send an ambulance to Restaurant Lejeune? Thank you. As you were all able to see, it is very easy to make mistakes. Make an effort for the sake of your business and the people you serve. Remember, keep all foods out of the danger zone. Keep cold foods below 40 degrees Fahrenheit and hot foods above 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Cool hot food to 70 degrees Fahrenheit within 2 hours, and then to below 40 degrees Fahrenheit within 4 more hours. Wash your hands. Wear clean uniforms. Avoid cross-contamination. Clean your utensils and equipment. Don't use unapproved foods. Reheat your food thoroughly. Don't over-prep, and by all means, keep good hygiene practices. Don't let this happen to you. Sutures. Scissors. Perfect. You won't even be able to see the scar. Take it away. Well, hello, and welcome to our operating room. From now on, in this kitchen, we approach our work just as surgeons do. There's one false move. Could be the difference between life or death. Gather round, class. Today's topic is one that you should all have a very good grasp on. Personal hygiene, particularly hand washing. The Federal Centers for Disease Control says that hand washing is the single most important means of preventing the spread of disease through food. Now, can anybody tell me how bacteria, germs, get on hands and then into the food? Anyone? Anyone? Technically, it's called fecal hand oral transmission.
Is that when you don't wash your hands well after going potty, and then the stuff that's on your hands gets in the food, and then somebody eats it?
Yes, Larry, the pod. And don't be fooled into thinking your hands are germ-free just because they look clean after you've done your duty. And using more paper is not the answer either. Even 7 layers of tissue can still allow leakage. Now's the time for our field trip. If you would follow me.
You know, that's it. I'm going to make sure I have enough toilet paper to use 8 layers every time I go to the bathroom.
Why don't you just wash your hands?
Oh, yeah. I could do that, huh?
Surveys have shown that 19 out of 20 Americans say they wash their hands. But can anyone tell me how many actually do? Laura.
13 out of 20 Americans wash their hands after going to the bathroom.
Correct, Laura.
The rate is even lower with guys. 11 out of 20 guys wash their hands after going to the bathroom.
I demand a recount.
Staff is now going to show us how hard it is to properly wash your hands.
I am?
Oh, yes, you are. Stick your hands out. Okay, I don't see any orange left. But let's see how good you actually did with this ultraviolet light. Yuck. You can't get rid of bacteria just with a quick rinse of the hands under the faucet. Look at all that glow. If those were germs, you would have them all over. And germs get stuck under and around the rims of your fingernails and in every crack of the skin. And that's why you should always use a fingernail brush.
Is he preparing for a manicure?
Do we have a problem?
I love clean hands, Chef.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that. Our guest has arrived. Follow me. Now we're going to learn how to wash our hands. Now, I know you're thinking I've known how to wash my hands since kindergarten. Well, this is a refresher course. I got a surprise. Someone who knows the importance of having germ-free hands. Dr. Barolat, Professor of Neurosurgery, Thomas Jefferson Hospital, Philadelphia. He's a brain surgeon.
I am very happy to be here. Let's get started.
Okay, remember, good hand washing starts when you turn on that faucet. You have to use warm water. Soap doesn't work well with cold water.
You put your soap on the fingernail brush. Then you rinse with plenty of water. Work up a good lather and scrub under the fingernails and around the tips of the fingers.
Remember to scrub in a downward motion away from your fingernails and towards your wrists.
We need to push the germs down. About 20 to 30 seconds. put the nail brush down, bristles up.
Even if you have protective gloves, you still have to have clean hands first.
Rinse well with plenty of water. It's always good to have the water wash the germs downward as well. And then you dry them with disposable towel.
Thank you, doctor.
With my pleasure.
Now, students, that wasn't all that hard. You don't have to be a brain surgeon to do a good job of cleaning your hands. Now, come on, everybody back to work.
Yo, Stab, pass me one of those tomatoes.
Oh, sure, no problem.
What are you doing? Would you please remember to wash your hands next time?
Oh, sure, next time with the brush, right? No problem.
You must wash your hands whenever you're changing tasks, like when you go from handling raw meat to raw vegetables, because you don't want them sharing germs. Now, when you change tasks, you just have to wash your hands real well with soap. A fingernail brush is not necessary. Now, I will hand the tomato to Larry. Okay, everybody here? All right, let me check the charts just to see if we got everything covered. Look, don't forget to wash your hands after you touch your body, right? Also, wash up after coughing, sneezing, eating, and drinking. Remember to wash your hands after handling dirty kitchen equipment or after handling any animals, cleaning the fish tank, or engaging in any other activities. Good personal hygiene doesn't end with hand washing. You must also keep your uniform clean to protect the food from blood and grime that builds up on it.
Whoa, Steph, how long has it been since you washed your uniform?
Yeah, I'm going for a new record. Tomorrow I'll make 5 weeks straight, no washing.
Oh, forget the record and change now. You're gonna have to burn that uniform. Remember, when dealing with your apron, don't use it as a counter wipe or a hand towel, and change it when necessary. Hey, Larry, Laura, you cannot wear jewelry in the kitchen. No earrings, no necklaces. They could drop into the soup or slip into some filling.
What about a wedding ring, Chef?
Yes, wedding rings only. All other jewelry must be removed. Hey, did that jewelry guy wash his hands yet?
Oh, I cut my finger.
Will somebody help staff? You must always wash well after you cut yourself. And remember to wear a disposable glove to cover the Band-Aid. All right, team, time for a little debriefing. Now, can anybody tell me the most common way of transmitting bacteria? Larry.
Fecal-hand oral transmission is responsible for most foodborne bacteria. It occurs when most people do not wash their hands properly after going to the bathroom.
Very good. And what other time should we worry about transmitting bacteria? Scott.
You need to wash your hands after you've handled raw meat, touched your hair, or other parts of your body. Also wash after sneezing or coughing.
And how do we wash our hands?
We must use a fingernail brush and soap and gently scrub our hands when we first come into the kitchen and after we go to the bathroom. But when changing tasks, it's not necessary to use a fingernail brush, but should be careful and wash our hands with soap and warm water.
Staff, what about uniforms?
We should always wear clean uniforms and wash our aprons whenever they're dirty.
I am very proud. Very.
Got a delivery for you.
Okay, it's action time. You all know what you gotta do. Let's scrub up. And hey, let's be careful out there. Okay, everyone. Time to do the rounds.
Time to do what?
Oh, Chef, we're beat. Can't we take a break?
Fine. The longer we wait, the harder it is for all of us to clean up. We can stay here as long as you want. Oh, this is the most gruesome thing I've ever seen. This one is a definite code red.
Wow. Code red.
The carnage, the blood, the butchery that has just occurred here. Oh, this is really bad.
Well, the pace was unbelievable.
Yeah, you try to be careful, but there are things you just can't control.
Well, there are better ways to be organized than to avoid this kind of circumstance. But I'll be the first to admit that I, too, have been careless. But we are kitchen surgeons, and as such, the lives of our customers and the general public are in our hands. Let's not waste any more time. Follow me. Now, before we begin our quest to clean and sanitize our operating room, we need to discuss a basic problem. Pests. What kind of pest hangs out in every corner of the room?
Oh, yeah, I've seen them roaches about this big.
Yeah. Thank you, staff. But I'm talking about invisible pests.
You mean germs?
Germs are pests?
Do we have to clean the plates free of germs?
Not only that, but we're going to make sure to take away some of their basic needs, so we have less of them to worry about. Now, what are some of their basic needs?
Food, water,
Place to live?
Warmth?
Yeah. Remember, germs like warm temperatures just like us. In this hand, we have clean, which means free of all visible dirt. And then in this hand, we have sanitary, which means free of all invisible dirt. We are going to try to be both.
We're gonna clean invisible dirt?
Oh, what? We back to the stuff we can't see?
And how do we know where it is?
That's a very good question, Laura. We don't. That's why it's so important to scrub up real well with soap and water before we use our sanitizers.
how often should we do this?
Like once a week?
Once a month.
After every shift.
What?
Come on, let's go. Where is the best place to start?
Our own stations?
Correct. Your station is your operating table. And as such, it is your responsibility to keep it clean and sanitized.
But we always pick up our station.
Oh, so you think you did well, huh? Well, it just so happens that I sprinkled a little glow germ on this supposedly clean station. Let's see how well it does with this ultraviolet light. You see these stains? These are the parts you missed, and these are germs.
But most times we share stations with someone from a different shift. How would you know if they cleaned it properly?
And who's responsible?
Everyone is responsible. You must clean up after every shift. No exceptions. And to begin, a proper breakdown is always necessary.
Safety.
Make sure all the pots and pans are clean before you use them.
And that spoons and tongs should shine like a gem.
Our cutting board should be changed after every chore.
I'm cutting meat, chicken, pork, or more.
Label, date, and put away all food.
Wash all surfaces using soap and hot water, and then rinse after. Is that understood?
Sanitize with a bleach spray.
Don't use a dirty towel just because it's the end of the day.
Run all utensils through the dishwasher, and your kitchen is ready for display.
And always, always avoid mixing cooked food with raw food. And finally,
Wash our hands often.
oh,
Yo, heads up!
all right. Who's going to take the garbage out?
No, I took it out last.
It's not my turn. It's always my turn.
Hey, why are you all using the same can? Get your own and take care of it. Use a liner, empty it as often as possible, and wash and sanitize the can once a week.
What if we don't have much trash?
I mean, shouldn't we wait until the bag is full?
We could save them back that way.
I appreciate the thought, but emptying the trash is more important than saving on liners. If we let this sit for 2 days, it'll rot.
making it the perfect place for germs and other pests to multiply.
Well, what about the recycling cans? We can't dump them every day.
No, you can't, but you can keep them as clean as possible and as far away from the food as possible. And always remember to follow recycling guidelines. Now somebody get this out of here.
This food has a crust of something on it.
I told you this machine doesn't work.
I know, we're supposed to wash them, and look at that.
I mean, look, I've run this through 3 times. Look at this.
I know, they pack the dishes on here, I pack them on the tray, run it through, and they come out dirty. And who gets blamed? Us.
Oh, Scott, go tell them to scrape the food off the dishes before they put them in the dishwasher. And here's a good tip. Pre-soaking dishes and silverware makes it a lot easier when it comes time to clean. And remember to check the dishes and the silverware when you're emptying the dishwasher. You should change